Hello and welcome to our second Sunday service in this YouTube series during the current strange conditions we're living in. In a minute, I'm going to be handing over to one of my colleagues who will be conducting today's service for this fifth Sunday in Lent. But it wouldn't be a Church of Scotland service without the minister doing some intimations, so here are a few notices. Firstly, warm welcome to everybody who's joining us, and especially on behalf of our congregations to those of you who are looking in from elsewhere. I know lots of parishes are doing different things for worship and they may not all be suiting you, and this may be what works for you. So you are very welcome to join us from anywhere at all. In addition to the Sunday services on this channel, there will be one other, which will be a Good Friday service. We're still working alongside some other people to work out what format that's going to take and how it's going to connect with things happening elsewhere. But there will be a contemplative service, and that will be available at some point on Good Friday, and I hope next Sunday, Palm Sunday, I'll be able to give you the details of that. One other thing that is going to be a use for this channel, and that is funeral memorial services. We expect to have more funerals to do throughout the country, sadly, and it's very difficult when families and friends can't gather in the usual way for a funeral. If you know of a bereavement within our parish areas, and this intimation I think really is just restricted to the locality here, can you please make sure that the family is aware of this possibility? It's not something they have to do, but here's how it would work. The idea would be that just as we would normally prepare between minister and family the funeral service, we would do that and have it recorded like this for the YouTube channel. The committal element of the service, whether cremation or burial, would be done perhaps with the immediate family if they are local and easily able to travel and it's still permitted at that point, or perhaps just by the minister and funeral director alone, or possibly even in the case of cremation entirely unattended if that's what the family prefers. And the memorial service would be made public on the channel just for a short period of time. We don't want the entire world seeing your loved one's memorial service forever, but for a few hours at a time agreed with the family, it would be made public. And the family can then get in touch with everyone that they know would have been attending the service and say, the service is happening, you can watch it on YouTube between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock on Thursday, or whatever it would be. There are different ways that we can do that, and there are alternatives like just having a memorial service much later in the year when we're able to do that. So don't feel that's the only offer that is available, but it just seemed to us it was something new that we could offer that might be helpful, and already I know there are one or two families that are finding that a useful idea. On to something much more cheerful, and that is today's preacher, who is Brenda Elwell Sutton. Brenda is at the end of her first year of training to be an ordained local minister. That's what those of you from other traditions would think of as a non-stipendiary priest or minister, same kind of thing. Brenda's been with us since October, and we have loved having her here. She has the most beautiful voice that I think you will ever have heard preaching. She has just the most relaxed, enthusiastic manner, has joined in our parish life wonderfully well, and people have just found it so helpful to hear what she has to say and to watch her engaging with this process. If none of this COVID stuff had been happening, she was supposed today to be conducting her final solo service before she finishes at Easter. Those of you who know about teaching, if you think of the very last crit lesson in a placement, the one that is assessed as part of the placement, well, what you're about to see is the church equivalent of that. There didn't seem any reason to do things differently just because we are using YouTube rather than church buildings, and so Brenda very gamely has agreed just to crack on and do the service that she was going to be conducting in Kinnaird and Abernight anyway. I think somewhere on this YouTube channel there will be a like button. It'll probably look like that, and it'll be somewhere around the page somewhere. So do encourage Brenda by liking what you are seeing. I'm sure you will. So let me now hand over for this morning's Sunday service to Brenda.